Welcome. I decided this video would be interesting because I was not just because I'm interested in trucks, but I decided it would be kind of fun to print some presents for my grandson, and rather than just buying everything. I mean, I've already got stuff, I enjoy making stuff, it's no different than using my wood shop or anything like that. So I thought it'd be interesting. And then while I was doing it, I decided to use some of the nozzles that I had put together. So this was kind of a joint melding of both printers, the Tronxy X1 and the Creality CR10. And obviously I printed the smaller stuff on the Tronxy and then the bigger stuff on the CR10. But I decided to play with layer heights. I've almost always used a 0.4 nozzle. It kind of a standard. They come with every printer, almost all the printers. And I did switch to a 0.3 hardened steel nozzle to play with some abrasives, which I haven't really done a ton of, but and it was interesting. It allowed you to get a little bit finer details, but nothing impressive. I mean, 0.35 versus 0.4. But then I decided to go and I put a 0.8 nozzle in copper and started printing at 0.6 layer heights. And holy cow, 0.6 layer heights. Most people print around 0.2 or below, 0.1, 0.15, 0.2. You start cranking out at 0.6, that is like a garden hose of plastic splashing on your bed. It's, I thought it printed fine. I mean, not everything has to have a really good finish. I mean, we all know that there's layer lines, so why not take... This was like an hour and a half at 0.6. That would have been at 0.2, obviously 3 times as long, at least. It would have been more than 3 times as long. This was probably, I originally set it up at 0.2, and I swear it was saying it was a 7-hour print, somewhere between 7 and 8 hours, and I printed an hour and a half. I mean, that's insanity, because not only do you have a third of the layers, let's say assuming you're going to go 0.2, you're also not losing all the time for all the retractions and layer lines and just everything. It all adds up a lot. And if you look at this, I don't know how well you can see it, but I mean, it printed fine. There is no issues whatsoever with this, especially for a kid's toy. It's just crazy. Crazy. Get a big nozzle. Push out a bunch of filament. It's awesome. It was exciting to me. So anyways, one of the issues that happened was I printed the cab on the Tronxy, and I'll try and get a capture of it. Probably I'll do the speed builds as well. It warped so bad on the Tronxy that it was lifting the bed up. It was literally, it stuck to the bed, but it was bending the bed up. So it was a little bit hard to put together like this. It couldn't quite clip in well, but for a kid's toy, I mean, it's going to be great. So, anywho, it was basically the body that I did in Raptor PLA from Maker Geeks. Really hard, stiffer, kind of a engineering type plastic. This is just your standard, I think, Hatchbox red PLA. Then I printed black Hatchbox PLA on the Tronxy, which I thought they turned out really well. This is on the X1. This was some on the CR10, and then the body, the truck cab was on the Tronxy. I thought they turned out really well. And then of course, these were the axles that I printed on the Tronxy as well, with a couple little, I'm not sure, in 3s, maybe in 4s probably, little screws that I put together. So anyways, you just basically have to screw in the axles, Sorry, camera lost its battery. I've got to find a better camera than that can plug in. That's really annoying. It seems to happen at the worst times. So anyways, I'll probably fast forward through this since you don't really need to see this. I had it put together before, and then I decided to do a little bit of sanding on them. And the sanding really wasn't so much for finish because I don't really care a ton about it. I wanted to smooth the axles out just a little bit so the wheels would spin slightly better. Probably didn't have to. I mean, I did have them all together and it was fine. But again, another thing that was neat about this is that because I spent just a little bit of time calibrating my printers, everything prints and fits together well because it's two different printers obviously printing, and it's quiet. The CR10 just finished printing. Anyways, two different printers, you got to have them calibrated well so they can actually fit things together, because if you have one that's printing big and one small, obviously you're going to run into issues. So if you have multiple printers and you're going to print projects, you want to make sure that you do some sort of like calibration cubes, and you can set your X and Y offsets or E-steps, excuse me, to calibrate them. So that way, you know, if it's a 20 millimeter cube, that it comes out 20 millimeters. Make sure you're not over extruding or you'll end up with too small holes. So anywho, there's that. Then the wheels simply pop on. They're not bearings, obviously, but that one doesn't do too bad. And pop. And then you got the awesome bed that snaps in. You got a truck. Thanks for watching. Hopefully my grandson likes it. Blake, this is for you. You can't see this. Hopefully my daughter doesn't let him see it. He's only 2, not to go mad, but anyway. There you go. Thanks for watching, and make sure to come back. One thing, I forgot to mention who made the truck. I did not make this. I don't have that kind of talent. I could probably figure it out, but it would take me a long time. Daniel Noray, I think is the way you say it. He's actually does also OpenRC, which ironically is how I found the model, because I'm going to be doing an OpenRC build. So anyways, he's on Thingiverse, and his name is Barspin. I'll put a link down below, and that way you can find it and give him all the credit he deserves. He's got a lot of great models, a lot of great work, and he's got a great website and YouTube channel. Again, thanks, and make sure you come back.